One of the things that I find a lot of small business owners are not great at is formally following up with new clients when they come to the practice or business, or having a more formal follow-up to see how the company is doing as the relationship progresses, especially in those first few months when you're still getting to know one another. The other thing that I find is not done particularly well is following up and asking for referrals and testimonials from clients who really love what you do, as well as being able to intervene with potential detractors and deal with the issue before they feel inclined to post an online review. And that's the purpose of the client welcome and referral campaign that we create for you as part of the Quick Start with Infusionsoft. And the campaign gets kicked off in a couple of ways. Either a client gets tagged for a client satisfaction survey or for a client welcome. So if it's a client satisfaction survey, it may be a client who's been with you for a while. You haven't surveyed them, but you'd really like to know what they think, and potentially generate some referrals and testimonials. So this is a good way to start them in to that sequence. So there's a decision point that happens here that basically, if the contact's trigger tag is welcome, then they're going to go into the welcome sequence, and if their trigger tag is survey, then they're going to go into the survey sequence. So let's say we take them into the welcome sequence. The first email that they will receive is an orientation email. A lot of the times it's either the salesperson or the small business owner who is selling the work, and the client doesn't always know all of the contact people in the firm that they should communicate with. So this is a great way to just reach out and, again, thank them for their business and provide them with the contact information of the people in your firm or company that will be able to provide support on an ongoing basis. We wait at least 10 days and then we just do a little check-in with them. So this is intended to be, again, new relationship. So just a quick check-in that looks like you fired it off yourself, saying, any questions so far? Just checking in to see how my team and I are doing. So that can help to alleviate some of the early stress that can happen, especially if you have a really busy practice and perhaps some of the onboarding hasn't been completed yet. It allows the opportunity to check in with the client and see how they're feeling. And then there's a call new client task that gets created as well that basically says, hey, checking in with you, making sure that everything is okay. So they're going to receive that task as well in addition to the email. So this gives an opportunity for an early conversation by whoever is managing the relationship roughly about 10 days into it. So then we have the client satisfaction survey. So what we do is we're going to wait about a month until we send the first survey. And the first survey email is going to be very simple. We just want to check in, take a minute, and I'll show you in a moment what the actual survey looks like. But we're saying it's one question. So, if you bombard your clients with a lot of questions in a survey, they're not going to be inclined to respond. But who doesn't have less than a minute to just click on one button and respond to a single question? So that's the first email that they'll receive. And then you can see that this similar emails go out every 30 days for the first 120 days of the relationship. So just so that it's not a surprise that they're receiving the link again, at the next 30-day mark, we're saying regular feedback's important. Our team is measured on this, so it's important to just click the link so that they understand that it's going into the performance metrics of the team, and they really should be able to give you a progress report. And then similarly, we get to the 90-day mark, and again, we're checking in, asking them to click on the link to complete the survey, reminding them that it's part of the team's performance metrics. And then finally, when we get to the last one, which is the 120-day, now we're reiterating that the greatest opportunity for communication problems tends to occur during the first several weeks of a project. So now it's been about 4 months. Please give us a rating again. And moving forward, our check-ins might not be as formal, but feel free to call and reach out. So that's really the critical early stage of the relationship when you want to be checking in very regularly. And then the actual customer satisfaction survey is a landing page that is hosted within Infusionsoft and is drag and drop, super easy to create. The one that we create for you looks something like this. We appreciate your feedback. We use it to measure the performance of our team, reminding them on that again, and seek continuous improvement. Please take a moment to tell us how we're doing. And then all we're asking for is their contact information. And then on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being highest, how likely are you to refer friends and family members to our company? Because that really is the ultimate barometer of how people feel about your service. And then just a free form, any specific feedback you'd like to share that might help to explain their rating. And that's really it. And then they receive a thank you page that just says thanks for providing feedback. Very, very simple and straightforward. So the reason that we're going on a 0 to 10 scale is because that relates to the net promoter score, which is a fundamental scoring algorithm used to determine customer satisfaction. And the idea is that anyone who rates you a net promoter score in the lower 60% is likely to be a detractor of your company. So basically anyone who gives you a 0 to a 6 may likely say bad things about the company. Anyone who gives you a 7 or an 8 is kind of neutral, and anyone who gives you a 9 or a 10 is probably a promoter. So this may be a little different than what you're familiar with, where 5 is in the middle, but when you think about when you respond to surveys, it's unlikely that if you give someone a 7 or an 8 that you're super excited about them, unless you're a really hard grader. And typically if you score someone a 6 or below on something, you're not really pleased with whatever it was that you received. So what we're really driving for are the 9s and 10s, and anything less than that is not acceptable. So what we want to do is intervene if someone is a potential detractor, and we have a follow-up task for whoever manages the relationship to basically say, hey, give this person a call. They're not happy with the service. We have an issue. This is urgent. Need to address it right away. And the idea is to address the issue before they feel inclined to actually say bad things about you to other people. We also, for the neutral follow-up, we create a task to call them as well, because a 7 or an 8 is not good enough. We really want people rating us 9s or 10s. So if they're a little iffy on the service or the product, then we want to call them back and get their feedback. And then we have the promoter follow-up. Well, the promoters, these are the guys who love you and will say great things about you, so we really want to encourage that. So what we do is we send them a little thank you note when they respond with a 9 or a 10 to the survey. And it's, thanks for giving us the feedback. We're glad you're happy with how things are going. So we'd like to offer you and a friend a gift. We're passionate about what we want to do, and we want to share it with others. All you have to do is click here to refer a friend. Your friend will get a free gift from you, and if they become a customer, we'll send something your way as well. So what you can do is use this opportunity to send whatever it is that you feel is an appropriate gift from your company. It could be a gift card, it could be a coupon, it could be branded merchandise. Some of this will depend on how much a new customer is worth to you. But it's just a nice way to really reinforce the idea of saying thanks and asking for a referral. So you're not looking to send them an enormous gift basket or anything extravagant. It's just a little token of appreciation. You could always change the wording and just follow up with a handwritten card if you want instead. There's some industries where it would not be appropriate to actually send a gift in exchange for a referral. So in recognition of that, you have to obviously modify the response according to your business, but this is kind of a nice thing to do to encourage those referrals. And then you have the task, the follow-up task basically is the task for someone on your team to send that gift, whatever it is that it will be. So the actual referral entry form is created here. It's another Infusionsoft landing page. And again, these are all drag and drop, so we keep them fairly simple. But it's just the reminder that our business has grown almost exclusively through referrals. If you've benefited from our services, is there someone else you know who might benefit also? And then a reminder of what you offer. So this is important because I can't tell you how many times I've spoken with a small business owner who is so frustrated because one of their clients just purchased a service from a competitor because they didn't know that they offered that service. And so this is a reminder when you're asking people for a referral in the event they've only seen you in one narrow part of the spectrum of what you do, then this is a reminder of here's all the other things that you do. So that might give them some ideas for referrals. So we ask them to enter the contact information for the referral as well as their name. So this will go on that new contact's record. So when they complete this form, it'll actually create a contact record within Infusionsoft, and within that contact record there's a field that indicates who referred that contact to you. And so when your client enters their information here, then that will automatically go on the field, so you'll have that information within Infusionsoft. And then we just ask for a little bit more information about their needs. We send them a little thank you as an appreciation, and remind them that we'll be sending a little something their way if the friend becomes a customer, and that we'll send a little something to their friend as well. So again, however your business is structured might change your specific strategy around that, but that is how you would manage the referrals if you're offering a gift. So basically this campaign helps to do a lot of the things that you probably know you should be doing anyway but may not have the time, and so it's a great way to automate those tasks and to make your clients feel loved, as well as to identify problems early on and try to seek out more of those referrals and testimonials.